A critical awakening in Sierra Leone. The unintended lessons of Julius Maada Bio's presidency. When Julius Maada Bio became president in 2018, he promised a new direction, focused on education, justice, unity, and inclusive development. His eloquent speeches inspired hope in a nation hungry for change. However, as his presidency has unfolded, a different story has emerged, marked not by fulfilled promises, but by deepening economic hardship, growing insecurity, and widespread public disillusionment. One of the most alarming developments under Bio's leadership is the rise of Sierra Leone as a hub for drug trafficking, particularly the spread of Kush, a dangerous synthetic drug. This substance is destroying lives, especially among the youth, and has overwhelmed families and communities. Allegations of official complicity and ineffective law enforcement have led many to describe Sierra Leone as evolving into a narco state, where criminal networks thrive alongside weakened state institutions. Economically, Sierra Leone is trapped in stagflation, a combination of high inflation and low economic growth. Prices for essentials such as food, fuel, and transportation have soared, while wages remain stagnant and youth unemployment continues to climb. The government's reliance on donor funding and external loans has not translated into local economic empowerment or job creation. Many citizens are now forced to make painful choices just to survive, eroding trust in state leadership and exposing the limits of government policies. Public services have also deteriorated. The much-publicized free quality education program suffers from overcrowded classrooms, unpaid teachers, and inadequate resources. The gap between the government's promises and the lived reality of the population has grown ever wider. Despite this grim outlook, a new form of awareness is emerging. Across the country, especially among the youth and professionals, there is a growing sense of political consciousness and civic engagement. Citizens are becoming more vocal, organizing protests and demanding accountability from leaders. The protests in 2022, though marred by violence, reflected a collective demand for dignity, justice, and meaningful governance. In this context, President Bio's greatest legacy may be the unintended political awakening of the people. His administration's failures have taught Sierra Leoneans to think critically about leadership and governance. They are learning that true development must be people-driven and grounded in action, not rhetoric. This rising consciousness may yet become the foundation for a more accountable and citizen-led future for Sierra Leone.
Yes, Swambudamuna. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day, wherever on a day on earth. When Julius Maada Bio be president in 2018, he been promised a new direction. To this date, we dey wait for see the new direction. And up to this date, it's like things are going backwards. We need to ask, what is wrong and why we not get the things them where politicians they promise we in Sierra Leone? Is it that we politicians them then just wickedly they come and talk, they want power, then get power, then do how they like? So, is that something really wrong where we not pay attention to? Also, is it that the politicians them Then get the new way and they behave because they not get wish for do a thing for do. Then just want sweet talk people them, gaslight them, get power, then do out the leg. Then at the same time, is it that other reason they will force them for doing it and they do so, we will not pay attention to? This evening, I can look at the political crisis within Sierra Leone, not in terms of the party, but in terms of the politics. And this evening, I will look at the problem of Sierra Leone, not in terms of who that do it in, but in terms of why people and they behave the way and they behave. Because the human being, na a thinking animal. I always say that na this platform. We get the ability for think, we get the ability for take decisions, we get the ability for reason out, for knowing good and not good. We get the ability for even say, okay, yes or no. That's in order for somebody for do what in other people and want them for do. If you go join gang or you join society, you do them willingly. Nobody not be force you. If you no want join, nobody not they force you. Why are they take this direction? Now because most times we they refuse for take responsibility for our actions. Instead, we want for blame. One of the common way we they blame Sierra Leone, we lack good leadership. We not lack good leadership. We not lack good leadership. We lack the ingredients for make we get good leadership. And then nobody, not fool nobody, say in know how forget good leadership. Because good leadership, not a book learning. Good leadership, na collective agreement. Good leadership, na consensus. We they agree, say, okay, we wanted this person day before the day before we they listen to them instead they listen to we. We not lack good leadership in Sierra Leone. We lack good national leadership. I'll repeat this again. We not lack good leadership in Sierra Leone. We lack good national leadership. The first point I want to make when they talk about leadership, every human being is a leader. Every human being is a leader. Because every human being, they lead in your life. You are the leader of your life. The decisions you take are your choices. If you take good decisions, you will get good results. If you take bad decisions, you will get bad results. What does that mean? In the home, not begin with the home. The papa de, the mama de, the pikin de. If each of them were take the proper decision, the home they run smoothly. If anyone from them were not take the correct decision, the home not they run correctly. The parents, then duty now for guide the picking them. The picking them, then duty now for take decisions. We go please the parents them. And that's where leadership begins. If you the pikin, your parents and they do what thing do for you within the limits where they. You not see and say a better thing than they do for you. You go do other thing, we go bring problem. Then you leadership feels. You like leadership of yourself. You not do nobody. Not the yourself you do. If you papa, na watchman, but he dey make sure say you eat food every day. You get roof over your head. You dey pay school fee. Anyhow difficult it be. The mommy, sometimes because the pan a watchman, they go na market, go do for na market, forget penny so that home go on. If you the pikin, you say you want live like Billy Jones. When Papa gets everything, you go do anything we not for do. Now you cause them because of your own leadership capacity. So to the parents then. The same applies in a community. If una dey na a community, everybody gets enrolled for perform. Somebody he default on a role because he feels say the other people them then get pass am or they know they work like them, then you lack leadership. In this life, you are not in competition with anyone but yourself. So now we can get that clear. We lack leadership, not to any other person that the leadership lack. Now we. If we comport ourselves well, the one they put before go comport well. If we comport ourselves badly, then go comport badly. It's like that. The group energy, the collective energy, it affects everybody. But that's notwithstanding, that aside, if you, they don't put you before for the leader, you don't understudy the conditions of the country or the community or the home where they lead. Because that's part of the first duties of any leader. Study the group or the home or the community where they lead, do an assessment, see what they need, what they don't need, look at how you can bring their need here because you not go get all the solution one time. And come out plainly to the people. You are not running a secret society as a leader. You are running a group of people. Come out plain to them and say, we get these issues for address. We'll get this amount of resources we'll go use, but we get for spread over this time, let we begin get results. But if you not do that, you can't relate on the people. I don't do this. I don't do that. Then they know they see them. Then you are not a good leader. Then the same way the political class no get excuse. They have an excuse not to be good leaders. What it make them not get excuse? Number one, anybody who join the political class, now somebody will consider say, no he head from his tail, he know he left from his right. Because at least he get a basic exposure for allow him for know what is right from what is wrong. Number two, anybody when they go into public service, not only into politics, your first duty is to be the example. Because example is what makes trust in society. Example is what builds consent in society. Example is what brings people to you to work with you. But if you be an example for some, then you not be example for the others, then you are not a good leader. You can be head of a political party, but the day when they make you leader, and when I say leader, not only head of state, because that's another syndrome that we get wrong in Sierra Leone. Leadership not to one person, like collective. And leadership not only involve people in your political party or whatever you call a political club or whatever. Leadership involves bringing the people together to make everybody participate. When everybody participates, Odaka with his stupidity, we see that stupidity, we see how for correct them. Odaka with his sense, we see that sense, we use them for build something. That's what leadership is about. It's a collective process. It's not a one-man process. They don't gaslight people them into Sierra Leone for belief, say. There is some power out there because me no go call on God. God not that stupid. Way he decides, okay, this time now this for come the day before. And when the day before, I like it do bad, people then for beer because I me choose them. That kind of leadership does not exist. It is created by a selfish class of people who want to do the wrong thing. Get power. So can get the power. Now, all this while no sound. Do you hear me now? Am I audible now? Hello? No? Am I audible? Wow. I've done 19 minutes without sound. This is interesting. Why? Why no sound? Why no sound? What is happening? Do you hear me now? They hear the sound now and the mic they show say sound. Hello? Do you hear me? There is sound. And the thing they show say sound there. But why is it that they go out? Uh-uh. Do you hear me? Afode? Something is really wrong with us. Okay, okay. Then I have to go all over again. I have to go all over again. Sorry about that, folks. I've spent 20 minutes talking to myself. That's so I don't know what's in there happen. It look like AI want to take over the world. Because at the say sound they go, and they see the mic, they shake, but two side, no sound, no be they go out. Sorry about that. Waiting they say this issue of leadership, we need for understand leadership. We need for able know the difference between being a public leader and all of us being leaders. And also, they say, we need for take responsibility. We get for learn for take responsibility. Okay, thank you. So it was just for a minute. And maybe it was an internet interruption. I don't know. I hope so no more no go again. We need for change some things that we'll believe in will make this change what we wish for happen. Because we cannot be doing the same thing expecting different outcomes. Likewise, we not for use the same method we cause the problem for try for solve the problem. Over 60 and more years, we don't get independence. For some of we were old enough, we don't see ups and downs in Sierra Leone. Even though some people they try for make them as if to say, now Sierra Leone begin develop. No. Sierra Leone between 1968 and 1980 been experienced development. It was not perfect, but a lot of things change, a lot of things happen. We been the show say we they move forward. From 1980, things begin calm down up to the time where the war started in 1991. Then from there, confusion. Some of us were there. I was in sailing up to 1998. We dey try for manage the things, even though everything be mix up, box up. You know, nothing will happen the next minute. But we were there trying to manage the situation. Then everything went berserk. People begin look at each other as enemies, point finger upon this, point finger upon that. We get for lead for make some of we run now come out in the country. If you look at all that thing and day, you need for ask, what is it about Sierra Leone that we not pay attention to when are the divide we make we country not able to solidify? One of the things we are not appreciate Julius Maada Bio for. I don't get anything against them as a person. And I can always talk and say, "Na my in-law." Yes, he's my in-law. But one of the things we are not appreciate him for is that he went out internationally on the media to say Sierra Leone, he meet and divide, he not able to do anything for change that. That was the complete opposite and reversal of a message where he used with Ngiam power. I could remember at Bintu Mani, he stood there advocating for change. We bring you direction. If you get for expect problem. That's another thing we need to learn in Sierra Leone. That life is not a part of happy-go-lucky incidents and events. It's a part of challenges. It's a part of problem solving. If you cannot adopt the attitude to solve problems, if you cannot adopt the attitude to study challenges and find solutions to them, then it's best for you to die. Die, go. Where you go, if not heaven you go, you get work for today, because if you not sing hallelujah and read Al-Fatiha, then they drop you there. If you die, you go hell, you get work for today, torment. So begin for do the work now this world where we dey. All the religious scriptures then tell we that say, you cannot be here living a free life, hoping on others, then you expect things for work for you. Welcome, sir, my big brother, Mr. Alaji Timbo. Now I say Mr. again, Alaji. Welcome. We perceptions, we beliefs, and we attitudes. Now we create them na Sierra Leone. Now we put them in place na Sierra Leone. Now we dey use them na Sierra Leone. We dey misuse and abuse things them will for use for make we go before. Everything wrong about Sierra Leone is within us, each of us, and that includes me. Everything we're wrong in Sierra Leone is within we. Just like everything we get for be right in Sierra Leone is within we. But we need for Fenam, now we mind, we need for sit down quietly and meditate. If you're not Muslim, take your tasbih, sit down quiet. They read your surah them, think about what is it that I'm not doing right? How can I do it right? That thought alone for say, now think about what you know they do right. Now a way for bring change about necessarily, because along that quiet moment, you go discover something about yourself, which sometimes you not be nobody. And when you discover that in there, you change them. You know, they only change yourself, you they change things around you. If you're a family man, you therefore change the family situation. If you're a leader of a community, you sit down in your quiet moment, you meditate. What have I been doing that I cannot do properly? How do I do it properly? Who are the people that I'm working with that are not cooperating with me? How can I get them to cooperate? Then you begin see the way forward. And you begin get spiritual advice as to what to do to get people to work with you. But if you come, you say, because I don't meet this thing well, I not get nothing for do for that. Well, come on, because you're not able to change that. You already don't tell yourself that you're not able to change that. No waste time. Come on, go find another thing do. You see, we get to begin look at life from a different perspective. We therefore begin to understand life from a different perspective. Why? Because each of we, the pass now, for do something, we go be a legacy where they left. Some people in legacy na bad. Some people in legacy na good. But even the one that they do bad, sometimes they do them with a wish for do good. We're not able to judge people them as to who is correct or who is wrong. But we're able to judge people them about what they did and how we affect other people in their lives. Maybe somebody go do wrong thing, he help poor people them, he change their lives. It is wrong, but he has done something that will change lives, make lives better. What he make her they talk so? Simply because if you set out for lead a group, expect say you get from it good, you get from it bad, you get from it the ugly. Expect that because the human being, the world we live in, is not a perfect place. Don't go blaming and complaining. Look at what needs to change and find ways for change them. And never you think say now you one go able change all things. Get people them for come around, understand the way they think, talk to people, let them understand the way they think, then get them to think in their own way, then bring the knowledge come to you. When all put on one place, when I make the master brain. There was one man in America who they call Lee Iacocca, where I don't know if he's still there alive. I will find out. At one time, he was president of Ford Motors. At the time, Ford been the boom. That man not to be only president of Ford Motors, he was also an intellectual and a thinker. He wrote a book, which I read, which say, for make society thrive, you need the master brain factor. What in that mean? From that cleaner, that sweeper, that man where they go get that dirty for go throw away, to the always sit down at the highest office. Una all for able sit down engage and find out what in una need, how una need them, when una need them, what in for do forget what you una need. They call them the master brain factor. And one of the reasons that will make him succeed as president of Ford Motors, because he brought everybody, the ordinary fitter, the apprentice, that this. When it's a meeting, they call them and all consider and keep company. Leadership is about collective brain power. Leadership is about listening to people and different wishes, then different challenges, and una all sit down and say, okay, let we look so how we go do. We need bridge for cross go Mange. Right now, we not get ferry. Now boat we they use. The boat is dangerous when rain season come. The boat, they able to carry better load for we. It take we long time for transport we goods. How are we going to solve that? Santiago Mango can say, now wait to now look back from here to yonder over the water, so almost distance. Now we make rope bridge. Una not condemn that money idea, una make the rope bridge. Now the beginning of the solution. That is what collective aspiration does. That's how China developed. Collective. China, like communist state. But when they get their chairman Mao, Mao Zedong. When they go village to village, they talk to the people, ask them. Maybe get team of people, they go out all over the place, ask them what in they want, how they want them. Then sit down, then keep comping, then arrange, then find solutions. From there, then begin develop. Then start with food production. Then make sure say them produce food, the food they waste, then begin export. Then come for education. Then say, well, I'll teach you picking the whole thing what they need for land. Then teach them. One story they always say, the Chinese them, the first tractor we them buy for the agriculture from Russia, then dismantle them. Say, let's see how this tractor they, let's see if we can able to make ourselves. So then dismantle them, then fix them back, then start them. We then put on gear one, the tractor go be and then say, well, we don't try until we don't fix side the work. Now we fix scatter them back, then scatter, they able to get them for work. This is what collective leadership does for people. And one of the reasons that will make China take less than half a century for develop. We, and don't go teach we the wrong things them, and we they glorify the wrong things na Sierra Leone. We glorify the wrong things na Sierra Leone. We they create unnecessary class system where they limit our ability for collectively work together and think together. The other day, now God said them for be so. God no mark no leader. Now we create leaders. Now we they create them from amongst ourselves. And every human being is a leader before God. Because every human being is a creation of God. And God been give you the power, say, when I go, use the art and make something out of them. He give you free will. So every human being is a leader. You have the capacity to be a leader. The only thing is, if you want to work with people who now all for come together, you put your sense, then put their sense, let the thing work. And when it comes for solve problems, don't begin with the negative side of the problem. Because that's an attitude we have in Sierra Leone. Hey, this we able do am. Why you not for able do am? Hey, this tells you me tranga not sabi. Why you not for sabi? Simple use of telephone. People learn they see them as a problem. Simple use of computer. People learn they see them as a problem. In an age where these are the things that guide you. I only say Leon up till now you they go, you meet office outside and get secretary we sit down on computer. The man when are the boss in there, gets for do anything with the computer. We don't pass that age. We don't pass that stage. And people use these funny excuses for expand unnecessarily on the public budget. Giving jobs to people where not they produce nothing for the country. Some of these people you have as secretaries, it will be best for them to go and train as tailors and seamstress. Let them they so close. We put label pan and we export and make money for the country. Some of them will be best making plates and cups with clay. We export them for the country. We make money, then get good salary. You see, the way they think, the way we understand life, now we problem. The democracy they all about. We want for one get democracy in Sierra Leone, but inside we aid them, we are autocrats. The Sierra Leonean feels a democracy like a political principle. It's not. It's a social way of life. And the social way of life get one word wey na im dey control am. Tolerance. If una tolerant with each other, una able interact smoothly, then una dey live democratically. Democracy is not about elections. Elections are part of the process of democracy. And these are the same with authority. That government wey dem been teach una, government of the people, for the people, and by the people. That's an African crammed definition of democracy. Democracy in the real sense is a social way of life where people interact irrespective of their diversities and differences, but each tolerates the other so that they will live in a common, peaceful, and mutually respectful atmosphere. When that happens in a society, the product will be trust. Trust. And trust is the only currency in existence. I'll repeat that. Trust is the only currency in existence. I mean, go like when I say money, I know the currency. Money now a bill of trust. Now paper we they use as a trust factor, say this get the ability for buying me that good or that service. If I go take debt to you, that debt I dey do am on trust. I dey make an IOU agreement. Trust is the only currency, and trust is the currency of God. Get that clear. Where there is no trust, there is no stability. Where there is no trust, there is no progress. This country where they live, trust dey na ya. So I like all what in the go on. So yes, the world they change, it's stronger. We them be feeling na ya. But the trust factor make them say all things look buffered. After all the economic waiting, nobody no asks the government. And the government decides, okay, the economic indicators them show say the things don't they go bad. We are giving an increase in salary. They not wait for people then for demonstrate, for take stone and tick, go and fet and cost. Then look at the econometric situation and say, look, give this salary. If the thing improve, will they reduce some? Because we don't want to create deflation. Trust can only exist when the people then collectively decide, say, this place we then call Mabonto, now we all get here. Now we do things for make here better. But if 10 people live Mabonto, 5 say, hey, yeah, we now get this battle, we not care about yanda. Mabonto no they ever make. No they ever make. That's what we have in Sierra Leone. And who is responsible for that? The people and the politicians. The people, they assist the politicians to create the divide. The politicians, they claim, say, they are educated, then they use the divide for gaslight the people, for deceive the people, so that then go get cheap benefit. Because not cheap benefit. If there was benefits in public sector, they're not been for encourage drug cartels necessarily. Yeah, if money been there at the public sector, I swear to God, they're not encourage drug cartels. If you see when politicians, they don't begin involved with drug cartels, that they tell when I say money no day. and then greedy so much that they want plenty money. Now they have to work with these criminals, and these criminals are going to take over that country. They have the money, they have the international connections, then get the thugs them, Cataluna. Drug cartels, then get thugs, well-trained thugs, better than certain armies. Them. So let God help Salon. The Sierra Leonean at this material moment for sit down and ask a lot of questions rather than with the social media, the curse, the praise. All of these guys you praise cannot make Sierra Leone a better place. Let me tell you this today. I don't care who you think you're talking about or praising. They don't have the ability. They don't have the ability because as individuals, they are limited. All of us Sierra Leoneans can make Sierra Leone because collectively we have the ability to make that change happen. I hope you now understand what you say. All the politicians who are the praise individually, put them poster here, son of the soil, son of the wind, son of the water. They are limited in their capacity to make change happen. Me, the talks are limited in the capacity to make change happen. My word can make a difference if all the people them who they listen to it, they talk say yes, this is what we need to do. Let us do it. Then think in their own way how for do them, then do them, we see the results. That's when change happens. But we are not doing that because we create a division rather than we bring the people then together. This partisan politics are the division. We misuse and abuse of we linguistic difference, what they call tribe, and misuse where they create the difference, the divide. We beliefs about who God make better, who that get blessing, who that get swear, are part of the division. Part of the division. We are responsible for everything wrong in Sierra Leone. They will stop for blame now and complain. They will accept, say, we can make it change, but we need to think collectively. We need to work together. We need forget points where they meet, we discuss. We need forget points where they meet, we analyze and say, okay, this is good for us, this is not good for us. By Sam, I said that in a way before you came on, sir, that the politicians can get blamed because they have no excuse for not doing what is right. They are considered to be educated, so they should have the ability to do what is correct. They cannot blame anybody. Guinea was backward up to 1985. Sekou Touré died. He left a foundation for Guinea. The Guineans take advantage of the foundation we left. Today, Guinea is far ahead of us. Botswana became independent in 1967, 66, 67. They had only 24 graduates and a few high school leavers. They discovered diamond in 1970s. Today, they are far ahead of us. We've been on the mine diamond from 1930. We intellectuals get for answer to certain questions. Never answer. Hold on, sir. Hold on. I will connect you. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Jello Jumbo, yeah. Thank you
What
very much.
happened today? You are not hearing you.
You know, we with the work with experience, you know. And from this 6:30 a.m. walk from ride up to over 70 miles.
Okay.
So sign up at Bolonton. You can hear the extreme. Followed on school system. School
Okay.
supervision and familiarization.
Okay.
And was come back about an hour ago. So I just see that
Not part of the contribution for help make Sierra Leone a better place.
Indeed, part of it, you know, and that's a contribution for help humanity and also opportunities for explore for land on the thing that we talk about. But essentially, you know, today I just laugh because I can tell you almost every time see thing the world is talking just the reveal practically. We went to a school.
Mm-hmm.
2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4, DOD dog, DOD this. So great. The first woman go.
When I now meet the teacher, they will the short and Konoma Taylor doc. That was the best teacher we had, but I be the provoker. The man be in one village where they call Masimba Ranakoya in the 60s. Where they teach Otten Konoma Taylor doc. I had Konoma Taylor cat. Say this, but that was the correct method. Go ahead, sir. That's just fun.
I was so touched. It's very cancer. With the candle at the motorbike, you know the boss tell me, if na be China, so for the sea picking in one corner, they land out for make tractor. For the sea picking in one corner, they land for make machines. With the land they for make this. So I was just thought that almost the youth of this system of education. You know, up to now, 2 times 1, 2, dog with this. You know, those kind of, so the person I just all catch me. I say, wow, this time what is a dialogue about our system of education.
The type of education, a poor.
Areas, you are not seeing them even inside the Wusa, would they even expect, say, maybe education could be practicalized, maybe compared to the urban areas. Still, it's the same trend. Still, repeat after me.
But you can't blame them. You know why you can't blame them?
Look at the overall system. They always like
the policy is not there to encourage use of local resources.
Yes.
You can teach 2 times 1, 2, and the other thing there. You use maybe if you did an area where baobab tree there, the seed, una can they use them for the count, let the pikin and see them practically. And teach them in the Yomami language.
Oh my God, I was so touched today. You know, so the person just get the same idea of our system of education. You know,
the person a foreigner or a Sierra Leonean?
A foreigner is Sierra Leonean. And Sierra Leoneans to the time of a motorbike, if it be Chinese, if it be China, you did so they see they land picking and at this corner they do this, they land there, they land there, they do.
Let just come in and assist you in something. You know, so they get wrong about education in Sierra Leone. We think say education na secondary school and university. The foundation of education now between age 5 and 12.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
That stage, no, age 5. Why they say age 1 to 12. Why say age 5? 1 to 12.
Yes, sir.
In this country where they kindergarten is compulsory.
Okay.
Compulsory, not in the sense that by force you begin for go kindergarten. Yeah, but like in the sense that if you begin not able to get a kindergarten school,
yes, sir.
One of the parents them, if they work, then they give them free leave for 1 year. Okay. They get him pay within that period for take care of the pikin at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And within that period, side the way they go, if you want toy for the pikin, you want that Lego, then they buy and then give you so that the pikin go learn. But then prefer let the pikin go kindergarten. Pikin they 3 months, they don't begin care and go kindergarten. They panda trolley.
Yeah.
Why? Because one, it make the pikin begin understand how to socialize at an early age.
Yeah.
How to mix with other people, accommodate people, etc. Two, the kindergarten na yeah. The role now for teach pikin them basic concepts by play. Then they use what they call the Maria Montessori method.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Then they teach them by play. Now I make them get them different toy, then get different games like Scrabble, Lego, the pikin own.
Yeah.
Where then they go play with Monopoly, etc.
Learning by play.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a method of
We able do that now, Sierra Leone. I remember we've been small with the grow up. We been get different skills them who they make, then toy with poker. We make that thing where they fiber like what they turn that top. These are things that begin to instigate you to be creative.
Exactly.
And I remember primary school, we been get people the way teachers them, we been they make something like card box, television, then put apple, then put banana, then thing they turn them for teach you now the ABC. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And audiovisual education was very effective at that time.
That time.
And audiovisual education plus using the Mami language of the person, now the best way they make people they understand the concept at an early stage. If that begin at kindergarten, he don't build a concept about water. He don't know say water get 2 parts them, one are hydrogen, one. You don't need for be too scientific or technical. Just say water na 2 parts. Then call 1 part hydrogen, then call 1 part oxygen. Call unto the pikin na Mami language. Once he don't build that concept, he dey begin think, why this thing for be 2 parts? So it grow with that inquisitive mind.
Yeah.
But when they go teach the pikin like how they talk so, and they teach them in a language where sometimes the pikin they get difficulty for understand, then education becomes uninteresting. This is part of the problem we'll get in Sierra Leone. We're not a help we for build democracy, because democracy begins with tolerant interaction. Go ahead, sir.
Maybe you don't know this, yeah? The worst exam, say we dey give people we dey build concept by examples and experience. It doesn't need to be mine. Traditionally, like when they say the worst exam, you get particularly the initial stage, what they call practicals, biology practicals, chemistry practicals.
Man, no go know that. Now Sierra Leone I go school.
So what I mean, yes, what I believe maybe about 7 years back or so, and before, they see that they bring things them right, What they say biology practically, they see code being brought right now in front of una. When they say agriculture practical, you treat them, then they give now what them call the something like
the samples.
They give the samples, yes. They give now the confidentials, that's what they call them.
Now the samples them. Anyhow they call them now.
The confidential. So when they go in for the raw materials, then they see real fall, life fall, they count them right before the student there. If they see cockroach, so the what's say when I provide cockroach, so now the cockroach will be brought right before now, and as for the cockroach, they ask you a question. If they see for agriculture, they count what we can. If they see the count we borrow, if they see the count rate, etc. These things they place them right before una. I don't know the see. Una the practicalize them. Some you can answer some of them by touching. You can answer some questions them by observation. You can answer some questions them by even using your hands, for practicalizing. But now, guess what? That they don't pull her. Now they say they go what they call test of practical. Now, not to that again. Test of practical. So what they do now? They count now. They draw a rake, for example. They draw a rake now. Then they put question in beneath. Then they put pages their answer. Identify the following the illustrated diagram. A, yes, rake. Give 3 uses of the illustrated diagram. So they don't even. So instead of being practical, they can't be literal. Now they don't. This is possible. I think maybe it's possible. This is happening over about 5, 6, 7, or about 10 years ago.
In our country, sorry, Salon, sorry.
But demonstration, how you for all the watering can, you know, how you for fix that shifter, something like, you know, all of this being done inside the class when they say practical. Now they don't change that. Now they say test of practical. Now paper. Lead question, yes. They describe the illustrated diagram is rate. Give uses of this rate you use to look.
You want to read me on side of what in?
Yeah, so I just this example. You know, with the give with stories by things that are happening practically.
You want to read me on side of why that they happen at Sierra Leone?
Yes, sir.
You have people at the top of the country. Not all politicians no more. Because some of these decisions are not taken by the politicians alone. You have people at the top of the country in the institutions them we forget ethical standards and credibility.
Yeah.
We're not concerned about the country in welfare. Then concerned about their own welfare,
yes,
and for satisfy their own needs.
Yes.
Because even for make them they carry them thing then they only at exam time. It's wrong.
Yes, sir.
How can you teach agriculture in a school without the tools?
The tools. Yeah.
How can you teach
biology
about animals and plants without samples of these things that you teach? They tell me they go school, we laboratory them, then get all the samples, then we get outside and they go pull them and kill them, then dry them, then take care of and put her inside glass. He did it. We go now the lab, then they tell you be careful and not scatter. Na die cockroach, na die condo, na die this, but he did it, you they see them, you study them. When you go up on practical exam, then they come with the raw samples, you see them, you answer the questions where they put on the question paper.
Exactly, sir.
We schools them we get physics lab with all the equipment where we need. We schools them we get chemistry labs with all the chemicals and equipment where we need. They do mixing of chemicals and they call on titration, etc. Where did all that go? Now, because the intellectual class na Sierra Leone don't deteriorate into dysfunctional economic idiots. The whole intellectual class, not only the politicians. A country cannot go forward if the intellectual class is dysfunctional. Any country where the intellectual class don't become dysfunctional, trouble they go there. Look at America now, the intellectual class, they kill America. So that's no gainsay. It's not insulting anybody. China is developing because the intellectual class care about China. Asia is developing because the intellectual class in those countries care about their countries. India, the first year the intellectual class do 1961, then go out a national apprenticeship law. That law say anybody when a mechanic or carpenter or thing, if you take picking and for train, you get certain procedures and steps where for follow, you get certain exams where for conduct, etc., etc. India convert them omolanke into vehicle. Now they buy in a salon, we call them keke. Keke now molanke.
Yeah.
They don't motorize them. Now then they sell them globally, they make profit. You go na village, you know meet them, they show the picking the how for make raffia and the elephant grass into something productive. Then they go teach them. The intellectuals of Sierra Leone get for wake up. This greed where then they pay not get for help them. Because none of them are going to be rich. Let me tell you this. There is no Sierra Leonean who can boast of $1 billion. In this present global economic situation, you are only considered rich when you have $1 billion. So I didn't be million, now na billion.
A billion.
None of them know they will get that money. The money we them for use, for invest, let the country grow into an economic power, then they misuse them. Then, who are them victims? Now the youths and the women. Then they disempower them. When they don't disempower them, they make them into victims. The girls, then they play any kind of funny game for survive. Are we really serious in Sierra Leone? Are we serious? Are we a serious people?
They go there.
God go help we. But it go take some time and it go take some talking and hard talks.
Like he check with you in education, so he look at the door and that. I don't think that white results come out to deliver mark.
Well, I don't know. They tell me me mark WAEC from 1980 to 1985.
Somebody don't see paper.
Then get a mark for that.
You don't see.
I never ever see them pass way they tell me.
Own days, even we won't meet up 80s, 90s. We have teachers who we are telling us I have 5 O levels, but they see the maturity now.
They tell who been the mark paper. They tell who been the mark paper for WAEC. Why been the Sierra Leone and not the mark Sierra Leone paper? Okay. They either they give you paper from Gambia or Ghana, Nigeria or Liberia for mark. Okay. And you get the guide where they use for mark.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, if you go out of that guide, you go give mark when not forget to the picking, it's a problem for you. Next year they know they call you.
How much money?
You know, I don't know. The war, it do more damage than we see.
Candidates they write your phone number. Now the answer sheet say, examiner call me. They call you to talk.
By Sam, you correct, sir. I know they argue with that you are very much correct.
Now you know Sebo. They say yes, na me. Yeah, look the paper. Now the send for you na snap for you. Bam. Now the paper collect so send 1,500,000 right now. Oh yeah, na me paper. Well, I can send for you. Okay, I give 5 minutes to send 1,500,000. I give a.
But why did WAEC change the mode of operation? Why?
Yeah, that's operation now. That is what is going on.
Because the way WAEC been the Ghana, where the headquarters been the Ghana, everything was coordinated in Ghana. Even the papers where them be the give. Now Ghana, the paper they come. Sometimes they reached our hill about a week before the exam. Yeah. And then papers they now overnight them be they travel with them go to the schools, them upline. The one then a Fleetong in Western area, I think up to Waterloo or Putloko. It was on the morning of the exam, they will come with the exam paper to the hall. That I made them they interchange supervisors. Teacher who they teach in a boys' high school, now they go supervise like collegiate or grammar school.
Exactly. Now no. Now they say you principal waiting at the school, I mean for man the school.
Everything is broken. Everything is broken. That system is broken.
Now, the only thing why they give them credence, that make a decision, you carefully also the talk, is that the issue of leakage. Because I remember about a few years back, this issue of leakage, because there you see paper they come out in the night, they see in the morning, they see everything verbatim. But that side they will control them a little bit, because now the way they talk about the stages, now they have a code. Every paper or bag or parcel has a coded padlock. The code they come up from Ghana, about 10 minutes to the start of the paper, then it is shared to everybody. So as they share the code, now that code is used to open the parcel of question paper, will drastically minimize leakage. Because Mr. Jello Jamboya, 6 years ago, you will see at night at this time, paper scatter.
But not 5, 6 years ago it started. Leakage start even from the terror some of who been they go school.
Yes.
I had to repeat the O levels at the grammar school because that year they didn't get suspected leakages. So what in and do then you give me all 6,666. Okay. The one they will do well and give them 6,666. Then I've been for taking the same exam the second year.
In that aspect, it is minimized. But what you wasn't is the assessment of the kids. Mr. Jallo is speaking a bluff. They wouldn't say somebody gets 5 in chemistry. Oh my God. You are a qualified scholarship student.
Well, and I change the system, Paddy. The system has to change.
In which you're not ever taught what they call, I don't think that you get 1 and physics. In an interview for Go University, they ask and say, what is an atom? You know something. This happens.
That's how you go pull physics.
This I not say about TikTok. I not say on Facebook. This is something I saw right in front of my nose. 1 in physics. What is an atom in an interview? You know something. Then she got 1. Now she got 1 in physics. So this is the type of education.
And I'll never forget education as alone. And I'll begin make it market.
But now you go back. Look at it coming out. Nasty.
When I open marketplaces, then will let people and go buy and sell. Stop talking about education. You don't have it. I go tell you this, even the private schools, they're not equipped enough for the kind of education we need in Sierra Leone.
Very, 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 very.
Okay.
Very, very.
They're not equipped enough for the type of education. The type of education we need. Now education we for teach we how for use we resources. Not to how for talk about Napoleon, talk about John Adams, George Washington. We don't need to know all those things. We need for know how for convert raffia into a product to go export. We need for know how for convert bamboo into a product to go export. We need for know how for convert lemongrass into a product to go export. Gramantin, the other thing and this, sour sharp, breadfruit, etc., etc. We need for land we begin and say, then for respect within at the own and use them for make profit. That type of education we don't have. So let's forget about education. In our day. What in and they teach we in our brainwash, look, I work for it, man. I make it carry Sierra Leoneans and they do well outside because you are taught to to work for a system that is outside. It's not within Sierra Leone. When you go back in our country, they find difficulties for work there because the conditions not there. For make you use what you sabi. How long we go deep on that? How long we go dey disempower we human resource? How long we go sit down, they divide people for few for benefits, they all about bad leadership. We don't have bad leadership, we have bad attitudes. We have bad attitudes. Now we need for change. When we change our attitudes, we change our beliefs, we change our perceptions, a lot of things will come in place. But that will happen now step by step. God day. Lord, they go small.
Lord, they
go small.
The way them politicians say we'll change the trajectory.
But left there and then they now. Then what then they use so they not even understand what it mean. Ask them what in trajectory mean, they don't know. They will tell you it's a word.
So another direction.
Ask the person they talk about trajectory to ask and say, stay you learn vector and scalar analysis. Ask them, then you don't confuse them. You go tell you, say, this boy are too fit here. Well, we'll change of trajectory, now they do so. Will they give the correct knowledge to people, let them know what in the need for change, so that the energies and the frequencies will change. Then the trajectory will change. Okay, Paddy, I think we don't do justice today. Now go rest. Yeah, Friday day. But now for try Friday, like come up with your program. I'll be the one that see that they expect call from you and not get I say sometimes this man don't travel. Be all not true. You not been there now you base.
I even went complete out of congress, sir.
Well.
Thank God. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Good and night. Take care. We'll talk to tomorrow, yeah? Okay, Fambule, Mr. Mansari. Before they just they send me word them not to so. The man in Leicester. And my big brother Alaji Timbo, Francis Gregory, by Sam, Una, thank you for the comments and thank you for coming. For those who are coming the first time, please subscribe. If you like what you listen to, subscribe so that we will go up in the algorithms and we will get more subscribers. We will keep this channel going. All of you here, please like the video for helping with the algorithms. We are coming back on Friday. Here, we do analysis of what we need to do to change Sierra Leone. If we get for Kansidona, for tell Mother Biose not correct, we have to do it. If we get for Kansidona, for CNS Kuman Alliance Nepa, we'll do it. This is not a political party platform. It's a Sierra Leone platform. It's a place where we look at what needs to be done for Sierra Leone, for make a country with so much potentials rise up. We get one of the youngest population we can meet in Africa. We get so much potentials. Let's forget about minerals, diamond, gold. We can say, okay, let's close mining for now. Let we concern ourselves with agriculture. Let's concern with other resources and industries we go get from agriculture and such related activities, even with forestry. If we use them properly, there is so much potentials in it. One, where education or they teach we how to handle them things then they properly. We don't know how to use them for benefit. We don't know how for conserve them or protect them. We just destroy everything because we think money is not a currency. The only currency is trust. That dollar, that pound sterling, that yen, that ECOWAS currency or whatever, that euro, all those papers are built on trust. If people don't trust them anymore, then they are worthless. Just like if we're in a society, we're not able to build trust with ourselves, then the society is worthless. So let us work towards building a collective trust. Let us work towards building a social way of life where we make we tolerate each other and be democratic. Democracy is not an electoral process. It's a social way of life. And I talk with authority. Authority in the sense that I'm certified in that area, democratization and electioneering. I'm certified in it. I know what it means. I know what I mean for conduct elections, what it involve. I know what in democracy mean, not to the political process, not the social message, not the social will, not the social action, the social legitimacy in a democracy. We need to begin to, we've been get democracy with traditions, then get democracy. Yes. We need to revisit the democratic structures there and modernize them. It will work for us. If Asia able to use the traditional system, they modernize them, it work for them. Why we are not for work for it? And I thank you. We will meet on Friday and let God keep each and every one of we. So Friday we'll come back, we can keep company. And do ya. I'm glad for the one that they make comments, but let everybody feel free for call. Let's talk to each other. Let's have conversations. Let's discuss. Because as I say today, leadership is a collective thing. It's all of us, not one person. Any say one person want to be the leader no more. Now autocracy, not a democracy. In a democracy, every voice matter, every opinion matter, every belief matter. And I thank you. We will meet on Friday.
We pledge love and loyalty to the country salute.
A critical awakening in Sierra Leone. The unintended lessons of Julius Maada Bio's presidency. When Julius Maada Bio became president in 2018, he promised a new direction, focused on education, justice, unity, and inclusive development. His eloquent speeches inspired hope in a nation hungry for change. However, as his presidency has unfolded, a different story has emerged, marked not by fulfilled promises, but by deepening economic hardship, growing insecurity, and widespread public disillusionment. One of the most alarming developments under Bio's leadership is the rise of Sierra Leone as a hub for drug trafficking, particularly the spread of Kush, a dangerous synthetic drug. This substance is destroying lives, especially among the youth, and has overwhelmed families and communities. Allegations of official complicity and ineffective law enforcement have led many to describe Sierra Leone as evolving into a narco state, where criminal networks thrive alongside weakened state institutions. Economically, Sierra Leone is trapped in stagflation, a combination of high inflation and low economic growth. Prices for essentials such as food, fuel, and transportation have soared, while wages remain stagnant and youth unemployment continues to climb. The government's reliance on donor funding and external loans has not translated into local economic empowerment or job creation. Many citizens are now forced to make painful choices just to survive, eroding trust in state leadership and exposing the limits of government policies. Public services have also deteriorated. The much-publicized free quality education program suffers from overcrowded classrooms, unpaid teachers, and inadequate resources. The gap between the government's promises and the lived reality of the population has grown ever wider. Despite this grim outlook, a new form of awareness is emerging. Across the country, especially among the youth and professionals, there is a growing sense of political consciousness and civic engagement. Citizens are becoming more vocal, organizing protests and demanding accountability from leaders. The protests in 2022, though marred by violence, reflected a collective demand for dignity, justice, and meaningful governance. In this context, President Bio's greatest legacy may be the unintended political awakening of the people. His administration's failures have taught Sierra Leoneans to think critically about leadership and governance. They are learning that true development must be people-driven and grounded in action, not rhetoric. This rising consciousness may yet become the foundation for a more accountable and citizen-led future for Sierra Leone.
What happens when truth becomes a tool, not a right? In Sierra Leone, confusion isn't just chaos, it's strategy. When leaders deny what you live, gaslight your reality, and rewrite the past, who really holds the power? Tonight on Truth Unmasked, we expose the tactics, we name the games, we decode the lies. Don't just believe what they tell you. Ask why